Yeah, no.
Every company he has touched has pretty much gone down, but his
Goodness, he's the
salary has
ScoMo
gone
of
up.
film.
Yes.
He's ScoMo. We are back with No Bad Seats, the Region Cinemas podcast with myself, Luke, and
Sam from Bratface.
Sam from Bratface is Bratface. All of this, as we figured out last week. Sam, we've got a lot of news to discuss this week.
We do.
We'll pre-load the audience. We'll let them know. We did watch Ella McCay this week. It's got a phenomenal cast.
I also had the chance to watch Zootopia 2
Oh,
this
you
week.
did watch Zootopia 2, yeah, which I want to hear about because I still haven't watched all of Zootopia 1.
Okay.
But how can you be mad at anything with Jason Bateman in it? I love Jason Bateman.
exactly right. Yeah.
My little brother's been watching Arrested Development for the first time.
Yep.
And I keep getting messages with lines from Arrested Development,
Nice.
which I have seen a million times,
Yeah.
but it just makes me laugh. Every time it gets me, I'm like, yes, you're starting to experience what I have experienced many, many years ago. But so good. So let's just get straight into the movie news. The big one that we
missed by like this much last week.
missed it by that much. We predicted Paramount was going to take it. I mean, they still might, but Netflix.
A lot has happened in that week.
A lot has happened in the week. Netflix has taken Warner Brothers, and
Something like an 80. Oh, I get all the numbers get so muddled up because
billion.
of the different conversions and stuff.
82
like that.
billion.
So, yeah. Which I think is something like 100 billion Australian dollars. 107.
We don't talk in Australian dollars.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Nobody talks in Australian dollars.
We
in the
talk
movie
in
industry.
American dollars.
That's right. BO, box office. Warner Brothers,
Yeah.
Netflix. I have had a chance to think on it a bit more since, initially my thoughts were, okay, more Netflix in cinemas. We're going to get probably more marketing because they've been pretty good at putting a lot of money into their major blockbusters marketing, which I don't always think is the case with films, but also just synergy with marketing. Like, people have Netflix, and if you can log on to Netflix and it's the same as like Google, this is now in cinemas, and you're seeing that on your Netflix account, maybe like that's helping, that sort of thing. So I thought those were positives. And then I hear Ted Sarandos say that, the lengths between in cinema and getting to Netflix or in cinema and on digital will evolve. And I'm like, shut up, Ted Sarandos.
I mean, initially they did commit, or not commit. They promised that they would honor the
streaming windows.
Yeah, the windows that are currently not with Netflix, which is the like 2-week window. He said we're going to honor a more traditional window.
Yeah, which is 40
for the time being.
45. But the thing is, nobody's honoring it. It's 45 days.
Exactly.
You've got 60 days from Disney. Everyone else is saying 45 days was the agreed window, and then everybody else is just putting them out,
Winging it.
whenever.
Amazon's like next day, some of them.
Yeah, if the movie does okay, they'll leave it for a little longer. The thing that there is studies that prove if the film has been in cinemas, it does well. It does better on streaming. The longer it's in cinemas, the better it does on streaming because it feels more premium. I don't understand what Ted Sarandos is not seeing now.
See, it is really sticky. Like, none of the options that were available for Warner Brothers to be bought out were good options. In all honesty, Paramount is the Ellison family, and they are basically steamrolling through Hollywood and through anything that they can buy.
And there's like the whole, oligarch, and does it become, Rupert Murdoch here with our press? Does it become that thing where it's like, it's just one-sided, and let's be real, they're all friends with Trump. So,
there's all of these antitrust issues that are coming up.
Which, totally fair.
Fair enough, yeah.
Totally fair.
One of my friends made a good point. I think it was if Paramount had one, that they would have Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, and that itself should just be illegal.
That's like, owning Marvel and DC.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
That
so
feels wrong.
You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
That's where we draw the line. But it's such a, like I said, none of them were great options. Out of the three, because I think it was Netflix, Paramount, and Comcast or something like that, which is I think another tech phone something.
I think they own NBC
Yeah, okay. Paramount and Netflix were the clear favorites, being also that they are the only other entertainment industry ones, like wholly based in the entertainment industry, to take on an entertainment powerhouse of Warner Brothers. So they're already better options. Like we said, Paramount was they're very in bed with Trump.
Yes.
But then apparently Ted has had quite the conversations with Trump, because Trump seems to be very backing on Netflix now.
Yeah, right.
Which was very interesting to see. A lot of people thought that Trump was going to go, nah, I don't want this deal to happen. And he came out and said, this is a great deal. I think it'll go ahead. And I was like, oh, something has flipped here. Someone's paid some money somewhere.
Well, you know what I think it is? With those Netflix prices rising, they've probably offered him a year free subscription.
A year free. A year free got it across
1 year free.
Yeah. That's like gold.
That's what they saved us so much money. I mean, how many freaking price rises do we have? I remember when Netflix came out in Australia and the top tier pricing was $13. $13 a month.
What is it now, like 30 or something?
Oh, at least. I'm paying like $24 for the ad one, where I get ads all the time. Oh, that drives you mental. And then I'm getting ads for movies I don't want to see.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not and that is the issue we've always said. Like, I will play devil's advocate a little bit, and I think things are going to change regardless. Cinema itself is an ever-evolving industry and is still in its infancy in terms of grand scheme. In terms of professions that have been around, like the entertainment industry has been like, well, the cinema industry has only been the last 100 years, last 150 years.
I think, look, there's a degree of it where obviously streaming has an accessibility there that cinema doesn't. I don't think that like losing the experience or cheapening the experience is helping anything, but what it does help is them. It means to me that the films that they are putting forward can look and feel cheaper because you're getting. And I can name a bunch of movies this year that came out that did look and feel cheaper than what a blockbuster should. And it's because we're watching all these films on Netflix that are getting made for a fraction of the price, getting loaded onto Netflix. You've never heard of them. And then you're scrolling one day and you're like, yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, okay, this looks sort of interesting and I'll watch this.
Yeah.
And what it does is it dilutes what people think is good quality.
Oh, 100%.
And because it dilutes it, it then means that, I'm not saying that they don't have good quality either, because I think Frankenstein was phenomenal, and I think Wake Up Dead Man was phenomenal. But you have to look at the fact that you've got these, like, for some reason, Netflix is backing these filmmakers who are putting their foot down with, Greta Gerwig's Narnia, another example. Like, you've got these things that are coming up, but the biggest rest of it
there is content, and the fact that they have sunken to that level of calling it content. They're no longer making movies. They're making content.
Yeah.
And the content cycle is get as much as you can out all the time. And it's a broken cycle. It's always been a broken cycle. Yeah. It's a burnout cycle that ends in slop.
But the thing is, and we've said this before, you can make good quality content for not $200 million.
Oh, yeah, exactly right.
They keep doing these $200 million and they look crap. And it's CGI fest, over the top.
Unfortunately, also, I think Netflix gets caught up in saying yes to everything.
Yeah.
They get something dropped on their desk and they're like, well, we want it because Amazon will get it.
It reminds me of that South Park episode where they're trying to get everything made by Netflix. And it was like when this was first started happening. And Cartman calls Netflix and the answer is, hello, thanks for calling Netflix. You're already greenlit. And
that's how it feels.
Yeah.
Because, like, in one respect, that's great. There is a level of way to get into the cinema industry now as filmmakers. Like, I know in sort of
is it the cinema industry? That's
this is right.
Yeah, sure, the film industry, but like you can make a film for $200 on your iPhone
Exactly.
and put it on YouTube, and that's like, is that the same thing as making something for a streaming service and then putting it on there?
And this is where it's all got blurred.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
But like, there is people like one of our favorite directors, Zack Snyder, who has been greenlit on ideas that were not going to get greenlit outside of Netflix.
This is true.
So it has its positives in that regard. Of there is projects that are getting made that wouldn't get made elsewhere, and I struggle with this a lot because I'm all for that, and I'm like, yes, we're getting these ideas that weren't greenlit, and then I watch some of them and I go, this wasn't greenlit for a reason.
Yeah,
it's crap. Like, and there is a lot of that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
From time to time, you get brilliance, and you're like, how was this not greenlit earlier? But a lot of them fall on that other, more negative side.
But then this goes what I say about quality is that then people are watching a lot of these things and then thinking, well, this is what film is. And then because of that, then they can put things on the big screen that aren't quality.
Yeah.
Because, and they do, they put out all these films that are unfortunately disappointing because they think, well, people don't care. But people do care. But then they do that. They put it on there, and it cheapens.
Well,
it cheapens both the big screen experience. It cheapens film as a whole, and then it makes it go, okay, well, you know, the film did poorly, so let's put it straight on a streaming service in 2 weeks, and then that cheapens what it means for cinema. Like,
there is. So, also, I think there's this sort of more like, it's just such a grey area of like. I think both parties need to come to the table. I think Netflix has got their back up and is like, no, we're sticking to 1 and 2 weeks.
Yep.
The cinema industry also has their back up and they're like, no, we want 60 days plus. Both of you want, like, both sides want to make money.
Yep.
Both sides want to make money and they're not willing to budge. They need to budge. There's gonna have to be a happy medium.
45 days. 45 days was the happy medium and they're ignoring it anyway.
Well, yeah. But whether it's that, whether it's slightly less again, whatever, or more, whatever it is, I don't completely disagree with Ted Sarandos when he is like, it's better for consumers. Because in its basic form, it
defines better.
Well, it's just better access.
Yeah, better access. Yes, it is better access. But is it better? Because he's saying it's better, and I'm saying by doing this, you lower the quality of everything, which doesn't make it better. Yes, they can access it, but if you can access, if you can access information on Wikipedia or read a journal, Wikipedia is better access, but is it better?
No.
Exactly.
It's the exact same thing as AI as well. ChatGPT is very, very easy to access at the moment and gives us regurgitated slop that is not actual answers and is more misinformed than Wikipedia. So yes, I agree with you there. But compare apples to apples, same movie. Like, yes, there's a different experience at home compared to the cinema. I will argue night and day is obviously different. But to a consumer who purely wants to consume a 5-star film, for them it is easier, it's more comfortable, it's better, whatever it is, whatever their reasons are. The Netflix at its core is just a better for consumer. Do you, like?
Yeah. Well, I agree. I agree that there is better access if they have the right movies, which is part of what this is. However, I still agree that the right movies aren't always going to be the case, and that if you have 1 in 10 right movie that is good for consumer to watch on Netflix, you've got 9 other movies that are bringing down the quality and making the whole thing worse for everyone. So
yeah, definitely. I think obviously that's their big play with Warner Brothers, is that, hey, we now have this gigantic library of already existing great content, already big IPs that we can draw
from. The
from.
interesting thing is that there's rumors or discussion that, you know, the way that they want to purchase it now because of competition laws, HBO Max and Netflix won't be able to integrate to HBON, as I said. But the fact that Netbox, Netbo, the fact that they would still have to keep separated anyway is really going to benefit Warner Brothers? Or
I think what you'll see is basically what you get kind of with Amazon at the moment, which is you can go to Amazon and you can also go to Apple and you can also go to Paramount, and it's just a simple click through. It works. It's a good UI. I dare say that's what we'll get is like Netflix home screen. You'll get all your Warner Brothers stuff and that just integrated there, your movies, things like that. But then HBO Max will be an offshoot little click button that you just go HBO Max and you go to just their library.
Yeah, but I don't know that they can do that technically. It's not like Disney Star. I think like they have to be a completely separate entity, which is going to require 2 separate apps and do all of that.
It was included in the deal though, HBO Max.
It's included. They do own it.
Yeah.
But as part of competition laws, they technically still have to keep separated. They can't be like, this is as far as I'm aware. They can't be like Disney with Stars in Australia because in America, Hulu and Stars and all of that is not part of the Disney app. It's like a separate thing. Whereas here, it's allowed because
for a while we had obviously everything that was on HBO Max was on Binge.
Yep.
And then Binge.
And that was to do with Foxtel.
Finally gave up their all.
Yeah, well, they had the rights since before HBO Max was the thing.
Yeah.
Before HBO,
and now nobody watches
Max
Binge
was
anymore.
Thing, and then Max was a thing, and then HBO Max was the thing again.
Yeah.
And then Binge. We used to. I have this recurring joke with friends of mine where we'd be like, Binge has everything. And we would just say it every time like something was on Binge, and now it's like just changed progressively to just Binge has nothing. But they do have some good. They do have some good Australian stuff. I'm not gonna.
They had some great Australian stuff, but it was like it was only good when you also had all the other good stuff.
When you had all the DC content, all of the Warner Brothers content, all of the HBO stuff. Was really good. You know, I remember like flicking through watching things like Flight of the Conchords and always being able to go back to that Entourage, that sort of stuff from the early 2000s. But
just with the Netflix thing and obviously the cinema sort of battle. I guess it's a battle, but it's not quite a battle. It, like we said, it is going to change regardless in some form. There has to be a happy medium there. But there needs to be some give and take from both sides. Like I have a friend that lives in Sydney, and he said, I sent him the news, and he said that he was wholeheartedly on board with Netflix taking it and getting these shorter windows because he tries to go to the cinema in Sydney, and it costs him, for him and his partner, $100. And he said, and then they have the cheek to sit down in torn, ripped seats, everything, crappy cinema, and these are the big chains too. These are we won't name names, but Sydney big chains. I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together. Sitting down in their seats, and he's like, and then they have the cheek to run 2 to 3 ads about themselves while sitting in a like almost derelict cinema, paying $100+ to go. And I'm like, for those people, there is one clear winner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But
and in
I
this,
do,
like,
I do, and
in
I don't.
this economy,
I just think the money that is spent on that sort of stuff, and while I agree, it's experience, and if the experience is bad, that's on the cinema.
We are very
go
lucky.
to a different cinema.
Go to Regent Cinemas.
Yes. But if
we are very lucky.
You're in Sydney. I'm sorry, you have a lot of cinemas around. If the one that you are going to is no good, go to a different one.
Yeah. I think unfortunately it's like a widespread problem.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I think that's all well and good. Yes, you do save money. In that sense, and you're watching at home, and you can save money doing it that way. But if you're saving money on that, you don't have the cinema experience. It's like, it's all well and good. You lose that experience by not doing it. If you lose that experience, then it's a downward spiral, and it's all well and good to say that, but let's say $100 versus $25 you're putting into Netflix, right? Cool. Netflix has 25% of what then the cinema has to put into film. If you look at it as a box office overall, right? I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Netflix was already $200 or $20 billion in debt. $82 billion purchase. I'm sorry, Netflix spent the entire year talking about how they were cutting costs. We're cutting costs.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Netflix is cutting costs?
Yeah.
Because they're $20 billion in debt now. It's over $100 billion.
Yeah.
Yes, you've got Warner Brothers content coming in and all.
Capitalism.
You still have to spend money. The thing is, $25 isn't going to cut it. You know what this is going to do? $25 is going to become $50. $50 is going to become $100. And now you're going to be sitting in your own derelict seats at home watching
not being able to afford that. Yeah.
on the TV you can't afford because
Yes.
you know it's one of those things. It's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Money is coming and going from somewhere. If you want to watch content, if you want to watch film, that money needs to come from somewhere. These films have to come from somewhere. It's the way that it goes. And if you're cutting costs one way, then they're cutting costs on the other end. And if they're cutting costs on the other end, the experience is worse. If the experience is worse, we get worse films. If the films continue to get worse, it's all full circle. And it goes back to what I'm saying. At the end of the day,
this never-ending cycle of everyone
exactly
wants this and everyone doesn't want that.
All I see is this starting here and just continuing to lower. And it just continues to lower, and every little thing that keeps happening, it just continues to lower. And the reason that it continues to lower is because our expectations lower because of these other experiences.
Yes and no. I do agree with you, but a lot of the people that don't go to the cinema now aren't gonna come to the cinema.
I disagree.
They
might not come every week. They're not coming.
But like, I know so many people that it's not the.
You're telling me that when there's a massive blockbuster,
still won't come.
They won't come.
Yeah.
They didn't see Oppenheimer or Barbie.
Nope. They saw them, but they didn't care for it to go and see it at the cinema. There's just there is that world of people outside of.
I don't believe that.
I think you might be in an echo chamber of movie fans.
I can't believe that anybody would not want to go to the cinema. It makes no sense.
No, I agree with you. I have wholeheartedly
makes no sense. They don't. Those people don't exist. I'm sorry. Get rid of them.
Go away.
That's right.
But there is those people out there that to them it's not an experience that they want to experience, essentially.
And those people won't be listening to this podcast, so they won't hear me say, "Get a life." I don't understand.
Go outside. Go to the movie theater. Go back inside,
and then walk back into a movie theater. Go and experience film. I can't fathom it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It just hurts my brain.
I feel like I have beat my head against the wall trying to tell people that like there's a reason so many of us care about movies so much.
But this is the thing. It's like the more people that are like that, the worse the thing gets. The worse
the worse the world gets.
Exactly.
But yes.
But anyway, here we are, Netflix, Warner Brothers.
Yes.
I don't
agreed upon window where I like I've said so many times before. I think Netflix, open up your window more. Make money at the box office.
Yeah.
So that we don't have to foot the bill.
Yep.
Keep your memberships. I'm gonna hate myself for saying this. Keep them at the price they are now, and then just get your box office earnings, and that can pay the difference.
They are definitely not going to do that.
I know. I'm going to be footing the bill for the merger.
Yeah. 3 years, Netflix's prices, Australian dollars, we're looking at $40 a month.
Yeah.
Calling it here. 3 years. Let's revisit this in 3 years.
Let's revisit it next week when the prices go.
Exactly.
But
that's what we're looking at.
We've also, in this past week, seen that Paramount's going to try and hostile takeover.
Yeah, the hostile takeover. I mean,
like a full episode of Succession happening right now.
It's so weird. They think that they offered more. It's like they offered something like it
was like $30 a share.
They
or something.
offered, I think, on about $32 billion more total.
So I'm pretty sure
like 82 to, or maybe it was $20 billion more. 82 to 106 billion, I think it was that they offered. But
Netflix's share price was like $27 or something, and Paramount's claiming that theirs was $30 or something like that.
Yeah,
which over the amount of shares, blows out. But
my understanding is that more money goes to David Zaslav with the Netflix deal.
That's the theory behind it. Is that Zaslav's going to be having a lot of parties if he goes with Netflix.
I mean, I feel like he's been having a lot of parties anyway. All he has done is just get bonuses since he
There is no one in Hollywood that has ever done worse and made more than David Zaslav.
Yes. And
I don't think
done
he's had a
less.
single win in terms of
No.
the stuff he has done for the companies he has taken on,
I
apart
think the
for
only
personal wins.
the
in
only
terms of
win
his-
that he has done, in my opinion, is keep Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi on board. They know what they're doing. Good
But
hire.
in terms of business wins, like
Yeah, no.
every company he has touched has pretty much gone down, but his
his goodness, he's the
salary has
ScoMo
gone
of
up.
film.
Yes.
He's ScoMo. Yeah,
but
these are.
Yeah, so
Oh God.
it's like I said, there's no good choices here. Paramount has a very clear and
Present danger.
and track record
Yeah.
of steamrolling, mass layoffs,
And
which then hurts the industry outside of the cinema industry, of the creative industry, of all these
Absolutely.
people get thrown out of a job because they're like, we've got people that can do that.
Yeah.
Where there is the theory that Netflix, as a streamer, doesn't have all of those people, so they're going to go, well, hey, okay, you guys can still take care of that because Warner Brothers game division,
Universal didn't push harder,
Mm.
and it feels weird to me that Apple didn't push harder. Apple,
I think
just had
Apple's
this-
just quietly like, we have enough money. Not that we have enough money, because they'll never have enough money.
it feels to me like after the success of F1, the right call would have, and because they had Warner Brothers was their distributor, like it feels to me like after the success of F1, I would have felt like maybe making a play to try and extend that arm, and then make that would have been a smart play. But at the same time, they are a tech company that makes phones and computers. So
Yeah,
who knows?
I honestly never saw Apple happening. When I
no,
thought of them-
I didn't really either. But it's just like
purely
it
based on
makes
to me,
sense to
Apple
me.
is the smallest of all of them. I know
yeah,
they're not the smallest.
they are the smallest studio, but
Yeah,
they
and
probably have the most money.
Yeah, exactly. But
So
it doesn't feel like they're uncomfortable with that.
no,
I
they're
think
not
they're looking
trying
at a
to
lot of these
actively
other
push.
companies,
But
these other
But
studios. and
would
go,
you not
"Whoa."
think that, like, okay, they're not actively pushing film too hard,
Mm.
but they buy a company that is, and then they don't have to. It's all there. It's all inbuilt.
I think also probably Apple is more in the game of making $100 phones that they sell for $1,700 than
Yes.
they are making
But what are
$200
they
million
doing with that money?
movies that might make $600 million,
But what are they doing with that money?
making themselves richer.
Yeah, but they've got studio. They have Apple TV Plus. It's all
I just
there.
don't think they see it as that much of a financial gain for them.
Anyway. All right.
And
Let's-
maybe they don't want to have control over all the different.
Let's
TV
move on. I feel
stations.
like we've talked about this Netflix Warner Brothers thing for a lot. On to the next thing.
Mm.
Another thing that gets my goat is teasers for teasers for teasers.
Grind my gears.
Yeah, teasers. Supergirl. We had a teaser yesterday. We had a teaser today, and now the teaser is dropping tomorrow. What the hell are we doing?
This better be like a 5-minute.
Oh
trailer.
my goodness. It's like you have a 10-second teaser for the 15-second teaser we're going to get, and then we're getting a trailer tomorrow, or it's the official teaser for the real first trailer.
We've obviously had teasers for trailers for a long time, and
Yeah,
it
just
frustrates the hell
so
out of us.
annoying.
When they then started doing teasers for teasers,
Yeah.
like we're getting like a 1-minute teaser, and we're getting 15 seconds of it a couple of
Yeah.
days before. That was more.
We got
annoying.
like 6 seconds, and then we got 15 seconds today for the teaser tomorrow, which is probably going to be less than 2 minutes.
When I saw that we got a second teaser for a teaser, I was like, James Gunn, shut up.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Like,
Unbelievable. But he did this for Superman as well, and the first teaser was that really blown out footage that looked like it was shot.
It
Remember?
was just the start, wasn't it? The crypto running in and like jumping.
No,
on
no,
it.
no, no.
No?
Remember we got that teaser that was like everyone on their phones like that didn't even look like it was the footage, and it was all just like white. And it was
Maybe?
like in the sun because it was the kaiju sequence. And it was like, something's coming,
Yeah.
look up. And just everything, and just looked blown out and just terrible.
Yeah.
That was the first thing we got. The second day, we got another teaser. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Mm.
And then the third day, we got then the crypto scene, like the extra teaser.
It feels like
can we not make this DC's thing where it's like we get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then on Saturday we get the teaser?
Yeah.
It's like you've given it to us in TikTok.
Yeah, I was
We're
going to say,
watching
it feels
TikToks.
like TikTok advertising, or it just feels like advertising agencies making, calling themselves marketers.
Yep.
Because they're not marketing in the
Let's
slightest.
give them 1 second every day, and then
You can buy my course for $50.
exactly of how to
It's 90%
take
off.
this trailer and split it. I mean, if you load that trailer onto Facebook right now, it will default split that trailer into 5 reels. That's all they've done. Cool. We'll post that one this day. We'll post this one the next day. We'll post this one.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll get a full trailer. It's ridiculous. Anyway, keen for the Supergirl trailer. We have Millie Alcock, Craig Gillespie. It looks... I'm concerned that it's going to feel too much like James Gunn, which is what I've said. Like, we've had 3 James Gunn projects. We've got 3 non-James Gunn DCU projects coming out in 2026 that I'm excited about because it feels like we're going to...
What are the 3?
Clayface, Lanterns, and Supergirl.
Oh, yes.
Lanterns is the series, Clayface and Supergirl are the films.
Keep forgetting about Clayface.
Yeah, the fact that
I keep forgetting about Lanterns too. It's not really on my radar.
See, I'm excited about it, but I am concerned that you've got this... I'm concerned that you've got this show that they're describing as... what's that? True Detective. True Detective with Green Lanterns. Cool, sounds great. Guy Gardner's there. How do you put Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner
with a bowl cut?
With a bowl cut. I don't even care about that, but like, how do you put that character in something that they're describing as True Detective? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm concerned that James Gunn's fingerprints are going to be too on it. Supergirl, I'm keen to see the trailer. So far, the footage doesn't look like that's the case, but from what I've heard about the trailer, Crypto, like, if it's true that we start the trailer with Crypto peeing on a rock, which I'm pretty sure it is true, then
just dive straight into toilet humor.
We're just diving straight into the toilet humor again, and it's just that James Gunn presence that's too much. However, again, it doesn't look like it in the trailer. The trailer doesn't look the same as Superman, which is nice. And again, not even to be anything against that. It's just I don't need it for every like I want tonal differences across the DCU. And Clayface and Supergirl and Lanterns are 3 very unique tones, and they should remain unique tones. And hopefully,
I mean, I feel like Supergirl is going to sit closer to Superman more than anything, obviously.
Yeah,
but
which is fine. But you're familiar with what the Woman of Tomorrow is like, and obviously we've seen her appearance, drunk appearance. She likes to party on planets with red suns where she doesn't have her powers and she can get drunk and that sort of thing.
Unfortunate thing about that story is it sits very well within a Guardians of the Galaxy vibe. Yeah. So we shall see. We'll be back next week to judge.
It's almost like James Gunn can write one thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Almost like...
Hey, we can insert a Christmas special into it from time to time.
2, 3, Suicide Squad. Superman, which isn't really a Superman film, but a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like he's one tone. Yeah. How many songs?
I mean, hey, if Netflix take it over.
I don't know if you noticed this in the trailer, but Supergirl also had a Walkman.
Did she?
And she was listening to Blondie.
Oh, okay.
There's a Walkman.
With orange headphones?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, is it a mixtape?
It's probably not a mixtape, but
I don't even. It was, we'll just continue.
Look, in his defense, the teaser had her listening to Blondie on a Walkman, but standing in front of the Supergirl logo. It was like the promo stuff, not the actual film footage stuff.
Yep.
But it was just like, just in this moment did I realize that it's just Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, why are we doing this? Why are we giving this guy? Anyway, moving on. That's the movie news for the week. It's getting towards the end of the year. I think we're just, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. Here we are. And Avatar's out next week. That's exciting.
Very exciting.
And while we're talking trailers, rumors are that the Avengers Doomsday trailer is dropping with that. Makes sense to me. I kept hearing rumors that it was dropping today.
But supposed to be with it as well?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. But
it was like a 6-minute prologue to it. prologue?
Yeah, but also like, would
the
you not? Hold on a moment. Let's pull back. Universal owns or is doing the Odyssey.
Hmm.
I think maybe are we getting in IMAX? Maybe we're getting
Maybe that's where it
Odyssey
is.
footage. But I've heard Avengers Doomsday trailer, which makes sense
And
because it's
Steven
another
Spielberg's
Disney project.
undisclosed.
Yeah, so
projections.
well that makes sense too because of the relationship between James Cameron and Spielberg. But anyway, Avatar is out, and we're probably getting 2 new trailers
Let's hope so.
and some Odyssey footage. Exciting! All of those
I miss
projects.
the Nolan prologues where you just get like that first like 6
Oh, yeah.
minutes and stuff. I remember when the Dark Knight Rises one came out,
Mhm.
and everyone lost their minds.
Yep.
Because they couldn't hear Bane.
Yep.
But it was
Mhm.
amazing. Like
Yeah.
that shot going through the like the wheatgrass at the start is just like ingrained in my memory of like watching that.
The one for me, I remember going and seeing something, and Tenet was it, and trying to figure out what the heck was going on in Tenet. But got me damn excited for that. And still to this day, love Tenet. And yeah. So that's the movie news.
That is.
This week we watched Ella McCay. James L. Brooks directed and wrote this. Who developed The Simpsons with Matt Groening, Groening,
One of those.
Groening. It's pronounced not how you think, I believe. Anyway.
Well,
James L. Brooks of The Simpsons fame. It is narrated by Marge Simpson.
It is, yes.
Who is one of the characters. She's great in it. But I couldn't
Loved her
unhear
in it.
Marge immediately.
Yeah. And Patty and Selma.
And Patty and Selma.
well,
It's
yeah.
like her voice was like a mix between Patty and Selma and Marge.
Yeah.
Together.
I feel like with Marge, she like puts it on a little bit more.
It's a bit higher. It's a
Yeah.
bit higher pitched.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Patty and Selma, she just like pulls it back and goes a bit deeper, and it was sort of somewhere in the middle, like what I imagine her real voice is. Emma McKay is the lead in this,
Yes.
playing Ella McCay. I wonder whether that was
That's how she got the job.
for
They
her.
were like,
yeah,
yes.
written for her. They're like, nah, close enough. We don't even have to really change much on the text when we're doing it.
She is from Sex Education fame. That's where she sort of got a big following from.
Yep.
Which she's great in. That show itself is great. I think I briefly said to you, like, if you haven't seen it, check it out.
I have not. My wife has watched it all.
It's good fun. It's a really good good show. But she's great in this.
She is really good in this. We have a pen, we have a pen saying that films have a stellar cast. I think this could be our final stellar cast of the year, although Avatar is coming
Avatar next week. Come on.
It's a pretty stellar cast.
I wouldn't say this cast was stacked, though. There was a lot of great performances, but there wasn't a lot of big names to be like... There was a few, don't get me wrong, but like compared to... Like we watched Wake Up Dead Man, which was the definition of a stacked cast.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Wake Up Dead Man. Name 5 people from Wake Up Dead Man right now.
Josh Brolin, Glenn Close, Jeremy Renner, Josh O'Connor, and Kerry Washington.
Yep. Mila Kunis, Daniel Craig. Right, that's
7.
I
didn't even go for the 2 big ones.
That's 7. This one, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We had Woody Harrelson, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kumail Nanjiani, Ayo Edebiri.
These aren't as big names, though.
Yeah, but they are at the moment.
Still, like I said, there's still a great cast.
Jamie Lee Curtis, you can't argue with. Woody Harrelson, you can't argue with.
No.
Who else was in this? That's 4. There was more than that.
You're losing this, by the way.
I know. I'm not saying that it's 7, but you can't tell me that Kumail Nanjiani, Woody Harrelson, Jamie Lee Curtis, others. Oh, Albert Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like the big like ensemble cast that some of these other movies we watched recently.
I would agree and disagree. I think you are incorrect. But I think that this would be on par with previous stellar casts that we have mentioned, like Caught Stealing. No. You cannot tell me that the cast of Caught Stealing... You can't tell me that the cast of Caught Stealing was as big or bigger than the cast of this. I would say you've got Jamie Lee Curtis up there in the sort of... Austin Butler's a pretty massive name. But then if you're looking at someone like...
we had Liev Schreiber, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, but I would argue that Ayo Edebiri And like, I'm not saying this is for us. Now, think about it this way, right? If you're looking at people who will know these casts, Woody Harrelson, Jamie Lee Curtis, as famous as Liev Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio, easily.
Yeah.
Right. Matt Smith, he's famous for Doctor Who. If you don't know Doctor Who, you probably don't know who Matt Smith is because you didn't see Morbius either. So
He's in Morbius?
yeah.
Yeah, well.
He's the brother.
I
He's
didn't
Jared
see
Leto's
Morbius.
brother. This guy.
It's Morbin time.
Yeah, exactly. You need to take Morb time and watch Morb movies. But I would argue, like, if you're thinking about it this way, right? Zoe Kravitz, it's pretty similar like for like cast if you're looking at that.
Yeah.
Caught Stealing has Austin Butler. Outside of that, it's not that much different. It's a pretty stacked cast.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to throw Kumail's name into the mix. Kumail, he's the Austin Butler of comedy.
There's a boy crush there.
Oh, Kumail rules.
He rules, yeah.
Kumail rules. Have you seen Silicon Valley?
Parts of.
Well,
yeah.
Watch all of Silicon Valley and then we'll talk. Anyway, it's got a very good cast.
It does have a good cast.
What I will argue is I hate when these films like put all of the people that are in the films on the poster and then the people are only in it for a brief period of time. It's happened a couple of times.
I think the differentiation is
no. Okay, no.
Caught Stealing was much. The ones that are on there play a big, decent role.
Disagree.
Compared to this, I'd think
Zoe Kravitz.
Decent role still.
Zoe Kravitz.
She's there for like the first
20 minutes.
Third of the movie.
Maybe. Okay, Running Man. Josh Brolin and Glenn Powell were the only ones that were in that film for.
Yeah. I didn't mention Running Man.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about films that recently have had good casts that are only in sequences. And there was another one that we watched, and I can't remember what it was, but I felt the same thing watching Running Man, where I was just like this, love this, hate when you see Michael Cera in the trailer and Michael Cera's in 10 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
Can't remember, but there was another film that we've watched within the last 2 months that played very similarly. Can't remember what it was.
I can't remember either. But I feel like Caught Stealing, for me, watching the trailer to the movie, paid off mostly of like all of those people you saw pretty much play decent roles in the movie.
Yeah, but you didn't watch the trailer for this.
I had seen the trailer for this.
For Ella McCay?
Yeah. I saw, I think, the first trailer or maybe the second trailer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I didn't know that, what's her name? A.O.
Adibri.
Yeah. I don't think I'd registered that she was in it. I don't even know if she was in the trailer.
Maybe not. Who knows? But this
she's
is what
on
I
the
mean.
poster.
She's on the poster, and there's not that much. But cast, great.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, shines in this film. She was really.
Her playing family drama is great.
Yeah, and you've seen that recently in The Bear.
Yes.
And very much so in this too. She
much more lighthearted in this compared to
it was lighthearted, very lighthearted, but I still got a sense of that.
Yes.
It was still very
still
similar.
the same vibe of like
similar, but maybe she wasn't the dysfunctional one so much.
Yeah.
But the way that it played was really
I loved her in this. She was excellent. Her can't remember Marge Simpson's name.
Yep.
But
she was good.
Two were just every time they were on screen, I was just yes.
The scene where she said, "Oh, I'm worried about Casey," and then and Marge Simpson's like, "Do you want me to worry about him too?"
Yeah,
I could take that on for you. Like that's so funny.
Yeah.
It was. Look, it probably wasn't as. It was more family drama than comedy, but the way that the story played out was really quite interesting.
We spoke a little bit about some of the films that James L. Brooks had already directed as well. Rumor has it, Spanglish were two of the ones that I was like, I've seen those.
In terms of endearment.
Yes, and I very much would say this is the same category.
Yeah.
Same.
So if you're
vibe.
in that.
Yeah. It's not super funny. It's not super dramatic.
It's sort of in that between, yeah.
Yeah. I guess you could call it dramedy. It's not. It doesn't even really feel like the typical sort of dramedies that you
Yeah,
get.
there's not like a lot of. Actually, I was going to say there's not a lot of laugh out loud moments, but I did laugh out loud.
Oh, there was a
fair
few times, yeah.
A fair few times.
It sounds really bland for me to say, but it's just a story.
Yeah.
And it feels like just a story. It doesn't feel like some grand big
plays out over these like this 3-day period and everything. Yeah.
You don't feel like this is the odds are stacked against it or it's this big outcome from the story. It just is a story.
Yeah.
And it plays out well. I really still enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't say it was top of the year type of vibe for me, but
it sort of just depends on what like if I was talking about these sorts of films, it probably would be somewhat up there for me.
Yeah.
In terms of these dramedy, this comedy sort of vibe. I mean, it just depends on if we're talking top films of the year, any genre, maybe not. But that isn't reflective of the film so much because it's just not my go-to genre, so it's never going to be my favorite.
The things I like about these types of movies is that I like spending time with these characters.
Yeah, and in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, the story's not big. It's not big, like be all and end all, but they're nice characters to be around. I like seeing the different dynamics between the characters and like, why is this guy acting real weird? Oh, because
they did spend time. Yeah, they did spend time on introducing flashbacks and explaining some context stuff in flashbacks that were really good. That sort of built on the character multiple times. That I thought was great. One scene in particular where she's telling her brother, "Oh, do you know what trauma is?" And he's like, "Yep." And she goes, "No, you don't know. And the worst thing you can do is act like you do, because then you'll never learn it." And then just like stops everything to go take him over to the dictionary, read what trauma is, and then
ask him again, like, "Do you want that?" And he's like, "Oh, no,
no, thank you." Yeah, very sweet scene. It was really nice the way that it sort of played out. I liked that a lot. And I thought it developed the character well.
I always find movies like this teach you something. And the perfect example is that scene. There's little like bits of gold that you find in there. They might not be the best movie, but there's something that'll stick with you. Like, years down the track, you'll be like, I remember that little bit from that movie. That just really like hit me hard.
The worst thing you can do, it doesn't take anything to learn what that is, but the worst thing you can do is pretend that you know it, because then you don't learn it. Yeah.
And that is like a really
it's a great lesson.
Great takeaway from
that one to the children.
Yes.
And definitely teaching moment.
Yeah. But no, I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. As I said,
probably sits around a like 3-ish for me.
I think I put it at a 3.5. Yeah, I had a great time, as I said, in this world, and definitely worth checking out. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, oh wow, this cast sort of came out of nowhere, and sometimes these films feel like there's not a lot of marketing behind it, and I would look at it and say it's a 20th Century Fox film, which is Disney, and Disney's putting all their eggs in the Avatar basket, probably rightfully at the moment.
Yeah.
But Ella McCay is going to be one that is slept on, so don't sleep on it. Check it out.
Yeah.
And I think that is about it from us for the week. We've got some exciting
stuff.
Zootopia
2.
Yeah,
you want to hear about Zootopia 2?
I do want to hear about Zootopia 2.
So, 2. We came along 2. We came along to see Zootopia 2. Brought the kids, part of the Regent Christmas party.
Yeah,
which was really fun. Thank you very much for having us. It was great. I really loved it. I think I haven't seen the first one in a while.
Yep.
So I probably need to rewatch that. My boys weren't super into the first one. We tried to put it on once before, and they just didn't really take to it. You know, like toddlers are like, yay or nay. Like,
okay, so first off, that's just driving me mental. You come in and watch a second movie without seeing the first movie properly.
They'd seen it, but it was like
just like one of those.
Never latched onto it. Like, you know, there's
my son always knows when a movie's coming out at Dad's work, and then gets like hooked on watching the first one.
Yep.
So he's watched Zootopia 1 a bunch of times because
he's gearing up. He's ready.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he'll be disappointed.
Good.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, Disney always does well with their animated stuff. And in terms of sequels, they usually do a pretty decent job too. It doesn't feel like you're rehashing the same thing,
Mhm.
but you're getting a lot of different stuff.
Well, I like the idea that they're putting the reptile in, and it's Ki Hu Kwan.
Who is great.
He's
Loved
amazing.
him. His name is Gary DeSnake.
The snake.
His surname is DeSnake.
Amazing.
Amazing. Like top tier writing.
Mm-hmm.
Tick.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Pen was on
Tell and
fire
Dad
for
wrote
that one.
this.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots of dad jokes. There's lots of jokes in the movie that keep everyone happy. There's quite a few parent humor moments in there as well, which is always an added plus when you're taking the kids. There's some great references, like movie references.
I love great references.
I don't want to ruin
Do not
any but there's just some really fun. There's one towards the end with one of the characters who, I don't want to. I don't want to say much.
Looking forward to
great references to some movies that you would not think would be referenced in a kids movie.
All right, exciting.
Yeah, very interestingly. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. Everyone does a phenomenal job in their casts. One of your favorites, Andy Samberg, is in there as well.
Cool.
You said that like Andy Samberg did. It was like a great impression of Andy Samberg. Oh, cool.
Unintentional.
Yeah.
But here for it. I do love Andy Samberg. Yeah.
But yeah, great time. I think I gave it like 4.5.
Yeah, right.
Like I was like
strong outing from Zootopia 2.
Yeah.
It's doing very well at the box office, which is great. Every response that I've heard has been fantastic. And it's obviously out at the end of November, so it's always that good time where it's like right before the holiday period, and it usually hangs on for a long period through sort of December, January. So we do have a bunch of kids' films. We've got Zootopia 2. We've got Pets on a Train out at the moment. We have SpongeBob coming out.
My kids are very excited.
Yeah. We're going to go
just
see SpongeBob.
randomly, like I said, latching onto things.
And then you go,
2 weeks ago, they were like, we love SpongeBob. I was like, oh, okay.
All right.
Christmas is right around the corner.
So we got that. One I'm really excited about, Grand Prix of Europe. Looks really fun. January 8th. Unfortunately, I got invited to check out the premiere a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't going to line up with my schedule. So I missed out.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see Grand Prix of Europe, but it looks super fun. And, I think coming off the hype of F1, where a lot of people have maybe gotten into F1.
Is this an animated?
It's an animated kids film. It's like a koala that, and yeah, it looks super fun. It's like, I think a koala's always wanted to be a racer, and then she accidentally injures the number one racer who is a koala. So then they decide to team up, and she puts the helmet on, and they think it's him.
Okay.
But then he's actually guiding her and pretending to be her, the team manager and all that. It looks super fun. Everything I've heard about it is golden. So, so that's good. So that's out January 8th, and then we've got just a bunch of these little films coming out.
It's good to see.
So January should be pretty good for kids' films, which is exciting. Oh, and the Pout Pout Fish, which is Australian animation.
Yeah.
Nick Offerman is voicing the Pout Pout Fish.
Okay.
And it's based on an Aussie book, so that's always nice to see. And that's our New Year's Day film. So
interesting.
Cool. Yeah, looks super fun. That whole period. It's gonna be great.
Lots of animals.
Lots of animals.
One thing I will say about Zootopia 2, you will not realize how little animals they showed in Zootopia 1
until
you see Zootopia 2 and you're like, oh yeah, there's a lot of other animals that we've never heard of.
Yeah, right.
1. So it was weird and very obvious animals too. I'm not talking about obscure animals.
Yeah, right.
Just, you're like all of a sudden like, oh yeah, we didn't see any of
that
these.
exists.
They should exist in Zootopia already.
That makes sense.
So that was a weird, funny thing to see. So hopefully number 3.
Have they announced number 3? Probably.
I don't know. I'm guessing so. This is
exclusive.
It's already on its
Sam's decided they've announced.
I feel like there might have been a post-credit scene too.
Okay. There you go.
I think maybe.
All right.
Surely they're on their way to $1 billion already.
Yeah. So of course. It'll
number 3 coming
real,
soon.
It'll happen.
You heard it here first.
But whether Disney knows it yet is another thing.
When they announce it in 3 years' time, I'm going to replay this video and be like, I called it.
Called it. So yeah, Zootopia 2. That's cool. That's cool.
Really good.
I feel like, the one thing that I wanted to speak about that I'm very excited about before we wrap it
The
up
Diddy documentary.
is
Not it.
Avatar. Opening night for Avatar, or the advanced screening that we're getting.
Yes.
We've got John Garvin, who is coming in to speak to us. We're doing a Q&A with him. And
Very exciting.
John was the dive supervisor on Way of the Water, or The Way of Water, and Fire and Ash. So he worked with all of the team. He told me yesterday, and I sort of knew this, but Dr. Garvin, who is played by Jermaine Clement in both of those films, was named after him, which is cool.
Nice.
And he is a local, so he's coming down to chat to us about what it was like working on Avatar, Way of Water, and Fire and Ash. He also worked on Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, where he was the designer of the dive mask, the big square one with the lights in it that Tom Cruise wore in those underwater scenes. And he did show me a photo of his son wearing that mask in their pool in Yakandanda. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just...
cool. I'm sure the DP was very happy about that too. He's like, how are we going to get light onto Tom Cruise's face? John was like, I have it.
Yeah. Hold my beer. So that's really cool that that was the case. So we've got him coming in. It's going to be Q&A for opening night. He's going to be in both the 6 p.m. sessions, which will start at 5:30 for a Q&A beforehand, and the 7 p.m. In RMAX. So come along to both of those, and be around for the Q&A with John Garvin, what it was like working on the films, and very exciting. So that's my news, and that's it for the podcast this week. Thank you for listening to us ramble and rave and
it's a good one. We went off track.
And rage. We did go off track for a little bit. There's a lot going on, but
everybody likes a little bit of rage.
That's right. That's right. Emotion.
Emotion.
And that's it. But remember, when you come to the movies, there are no bad seats, and we will see you next week for the big one, Avatar.
We'll see you then.
See you then.